Did you guys see this story pop up where they had they showed like this satellite image of Mars, and so I guess there's a structure that kind of looks like it might be in a door shape, as if it was like a entrance to like some sort of underground layer, and I don't really believe in aliens, and despite the, you hear a lot of encounters, and until I can see directly that some alien has landed on the planet, or we've met them, or made contact with some sort of extraterrestrial civilization, then I can't really support it. It's all kind of a bunch of hoopla, and who knows what the government is experimenting with. But I do know one thing, though, is that I think that it is great to promote the door on Mars, and I am all for it. Basically whatever keeps the conspiracy idiots away from giving false medical advice that impacts the lives of millions of people. Hey, go fucking hog wild. Let's just keep having it go further, the conspiracy bullshit go further and further off the surface of the earth, the better. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the World According to Kyle podcast. How's it going, everybody? Quick update. Catch me on all your various social media platforms. YouTube, Kyle Max. Twitter, Kyleverse. Instagram, Kyle Max 86. Facebook, Kyle Max. Reddit, TWA2K. If you have a question for the show, slide into one of my DMs and ask it. And if it's good, and if I feel like it would contribute to the show, I will certainly answer it. You can find me right now on all your major podcast platforms. That would include YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and GeoSavant. Yeah. All the housekeeping is now officially out of the way, and we can get into it. And I'm not getting into much of anything right now, as my internet is down. It's been down for the last 2 days, so hopefully no world-altering news has dropped between when my internet decides to come on and when I'm able to release this podcast. If not, I still release it. I mean, like, last time I had the Chris Rock, Will Smith thing happen, and that happened, like, right after. I was going to put something in saying it, but I'm not about editing. My editor is a lazy asshole, and I think he's addicted to cocaine. So, until until I get this ball rolling on the channel, start getting it out there. Which, if you are listening right now, I have to ask you to do your part. Like, the least you could do is like if you're getting something out of this, especially in the early stage. I won't beg you for likes later, but I think that, like and share this, and it's the least you could do, because you're not fucking paying for it. Not that I deserve it right now. I'm still in the infancy, but let's spread the word on this shit. If you like it, if you listen to me, I gotta ask you a solid, and please spread this. Like, let's grow the TWA2K franchise like a cancer, but a cancer that is good and doesn't kill. It instead, makes you stronger. But I digress. Yeah, it's and so I'm in Canada here, and we have, this is like the May 24 long weekend. So I'm recording this on a Monday, May 23rd, and I have all of the day off, and it's really nice to just, have a good weekend. I went out with some friends on Saturday, and it was the first time I went out where I didn't feel like completely awkward at a bar. They didn't really ask for, vaccine certificates or anything like that. So, hopefully things are going to get back to normal. They kind of feel like it. It feels like, traffic's getting back. Everything except the inflation, which the inflation was a reaction to the pandemic. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that, so when the pandemic hit, we had like an oversupply because, everybody went into hunker down mode, and that, there's less people moving around and out and about. So we had overages in production, and so as we adjusted and we under adjusted, and now we have a under supply of production, which is what is causing the inflation and the price hikes. Now, is there still uncertainty? Yes. I mean, the fucking monkeypox are out there. Who knows what the hell is going on with that? But it's no different than any other disease that's spreading, or, they have different degrees of transmissibility, and there are tons of different properties involved with the makeup of a virus that would make it spreadable or non-spreadable. So, I'm kind of chilling this day off. It was nice to not have to really rush everything on this weekend. I could get my pot out. Made some food earlier. Now, I'm not the greatest cook in the world, but I can fucking make a pasta. Okay, I have a few things where that I can make that are good, and if I put my mind to it and really research, and I can cook well. Just normally, I just don't have the fucking time for it. I got a pasta sauce simmering on the stove right now, and so I tried something kind of a little bit out of the ordinary with making my pasta sauce. I tried some organic ingredients, and I used organic tomatoes, organic fire roasted tomatoes, and a garlic organic pasta sauce. And so this garlic organic pasta sauce is from this company called Neil Brothers. And I took a shot in the dark, and I seen they had a salsa, Neil's Brothers salsa, and it was triple garlic. That was what it was called, is triple garlic. And man, this was the most delicious salsa I have ever fucking had in my life. And I'm a big fan of garlic. I think like garlic is like garlic makes everything taste better, unless it's like something that, you shouldn't really be eating in the first place, like a dessert or something. Like, there's very few things like garlic doesn't, like having some fresh garlic doesn't make immediately taste better. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a sauce on top guy. I like, with everything too. I don't like mixing. I hate fucking mixing. I like the sauce sitting on top of things, no matter what it is. Like, I hate fucking mixing sauce in. I'm always about the sauce on top. I'm not big on the mixing thing, because I like kind of getting like, say with my pasta, get my pasta and then decide how much sauce I want, and then it's kind of it kind of makes you the captain. You don't have to have like an equal distribution of sauce. You can have like a big scoop of sauce, and then you can have a smaller scoop of sauce, and yeah, the ball is all in your court as far as that goes. So nice to have a holiday off, even though, you know, I hate not making money, which is why I work 6 fucking days a week. But I loved having a day of relaxation, and I spent the night with my friends. So we had our power went out. There was a thunderstorm on early Saturday afternoon, and it was fucking nice timing for me, because I went out with my friend Daniel, who's co-hosted the podcast before, and so we went out to a bar, and we hung out and played some video games, and so I guess it went out in the afternoon. My roommate had texted me, and he's like, "Hey man, the power's out over here," and I was with Daniel, and it wasn't out where we were, and so I was like, "Wow, that's interesting." So I went out and then came back, and then when I came back, the power just kind of went on. I came back later at night, and then kind of was just like, oh hey, fuck, how am I gonna charge my phone? the power's off, and like went on like after I was home for like half an hour, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, for some reason the internet is still out, and it just has to do with Rogers customers. And I was like checking the Twitter, and there's tons of people who are contacting the Rogers main website, and they haven't even posted anything about the outages for like 2 days. The last post they had was like promoting one of the NHL hockey games, man, you gotta have better customer service than that. At least say, hey, we're working on it. Hey guys, it's gonna, we need this. We got to do, like, you have to give some sort of fucking update. Right now, there's tens of thousands of people tweeting at you. There's just no communication back on your end. Like, who is running your PR department? Like, at least give an update. I know one time my friend he was gonna transfer me money, and had to transfer me money, and he was with a bank, and so I go on Twitter, and I check, and it's like, yeah, the bank was down, so that's why he wasn't transferring money. But they were on top of it. They're, giving regular tweet updates, saying, "Oh, the estimated time that your services will be back up is this," because that just looks bad. It's a bad look in today's day and age when there's thousands of people tweeting at you, and you're not responding at all. So I mean, you have to address these things, or have some sort of statement. You can't just say nothing, right? Anyways, we got a terrific show for you. We're gonna go over some of the topics which I didn't have the chance to go over on the last TWA2K. So let's get at it. We're going to talk about Depp and Heard case. We're going to talk about the Buffalo shooter. And I got a kind of potpourri of quick, fast topics that I'm going to go through. And if there's enough time, pending that there's enough time, I'm going to have a little story for you. Tell you a little story from my past. So, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing, the AKA the legal case I'm not as interested in as, the Ripple one. Definitely don't have a invested interest in it. But, I mean, I just wanted to allude to the fact that, I did, when it first came out, I did kind of distance myself from Johnny Depp. Like, I mean, you don't know what's who's right until the facts are revealed. And now that the facts are starting to become revealed, it's I'm definitely Team Johnny on this one. And it was kind of bound to happen when the Me Too movement and Believe Her and women's rights and all this is that eventually there's going to be a bad actor, no pun intended, in the mix, and we're going to have something like this that happens where an actress was abusing the Me Too movement and these movements that pop up and trying to harm the reputation of someone who didn't quite deserve it. And think of like how much money that this chick cost Johnny Depp. Like if he would have did another Pirates of the Caribbean, like he got blacklisted after this by Hollywood, and like rightfully so, but only if he did what did rape her or something like that. But all evidence points to the fact that it was her who was the her that was the psychopath, and her that was kind of acting shitty, and it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy time to be a guy, because women are very aware of the power that they have over us now more than ever, and the legal system is very is a lot more kind to them than they would be to a male. But this was bound to happen, where there was because it's all about context, and unless you know the context of the situation, then you can't really make a declarative statement on it, or you cannot be unless there's like video evidence where something that's incredibly clear, where there was somebody abusing someone or something. But Johnny Depp had his shit together, and I feel totally bad for him, because he is a terrific actor, and he's done a lot of really good work. He's probably one of the only actors that one of the few that whose sheer performance can make a shitty movie good, and it doesn't matter the pieces around him. I was a big Hunter S. Thompson fan, and his portrayal of Hunter Thompson in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is just absolutely incredible. And not to mention the like countless other roles, and he did kind of genuinely seem like a good guy. But you never know when there's so much money and power involved in Hollywood, and you just never really know. Sometimes people can seem good, but that's just how they're acting. Of course, but as kind of the information started to come out from the court case, now it's like now it's a lot more clear. And you got to feel bad for Johnny Depp, who's lost a shit ton of money getting blacklisted because they just decided to believe this Me Too movement as someone who was a bad actor trying to abuse a movement in order to discredit the reputation of someone who didn't deserve it. And it's like, there are fucking like 10 million Amber Heards in the world. There's only one Johnny Depp. If you want to just kind of stack it up as like, guys who are as talented as Johnny Depp, there's very, very few people who have such a dedication to their artwork. And who knows if he would have been in, I'm not a big fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean, but I'm a big fan of certain other stuff that Johnny Depp does, and who knows, maybe he would have had like a really good movie that we all missed out on because of this horseshit that happened, and the fact that that if you have like a hashtag movement that other people who that doesn't apply to can simply use that in order to make someone look bad who doesn't deserve it. I'm not a big fan of that, and as you know, I'm very pro women's rights. I'm very pro integration, and I'm all about fairness. Okay, and let's use that to transition into the next subject. Now, real quick, I want to first and foremost, I want to have a quick moment of silence for the victims of the Buffalo shooting. So that's going to start right now. Okay, and I'll use that to move into this Buffalo shooting, because there's a lot of dynamics at play, and I just think like a lot of people want to give advice, and they want to say like, things are easier than you give them credit for, and you just got to try. And, I want to say it's not that easy. It's not as easy as just putting effort into something. Nothing comes easy, I believe, and certain things are easier depending on the environment that you grew up in. And I believe that what we need right now in the Western world is we need to have a focus and a emphasis on making fairness and creating a meritocracy, and it's not just for ourselves. It's for other people. So like we this whole fucking replacement theory thing that popped up. It's like we took black people out of their environments, and the things that are good for them might not necessarily be the things that are good for us. We have very different physiology, very different mindsets, very different everything. Okay, and to just be so to just have the ability even to have propaganda that is white centrist, or like we don't have to do a goddamn thing for other people, is absolutely insane. That we don't owe it to. Now, do I believe in reparations? No. Do I believe in having like workplace ratios reflect a complete dynamic of the population? No. But we do need to be fair, and we owe it to to the people who, especially the people who we took from their goddamn land to come here, who it wasn't even their choice to do that. And so at the very least, we owe it to them, and we owe it to other people too, because the way we are gonna do what's best for our society is we killed a lot of our population, died in world wars and shit, and in strife and in turmoil, and we need more population. We need more people. We need immigration. To have the opinion that immigration is some sort of fucking bad thing is absolutely awful. Like, where would we be without fucking immigration and black people? We would have like fucking like fucking 50 million people living in the United States, fucking like 5 million people living in Canada. The reason why we're able to develop economically and infrastructurally in the way that we have is because we are we have a lot of immigration, and we have a lot of other cultures coming here. Because if it was just up to us to create the population that we have right now, I don't know if we could do it. And like it's absolutely crazy, and we have to do a better job. The thing is, like, I grew up in a small town that was very it was very white. It was very Caucasian, and like, I did not identify with a lot of the people there, because I grew up poorer. We were a poorer white family than most of my other white friends. So, like, I kind of identify a lot more with immigrants and with people that with black people that have come here, and they have to really struggle and work hard for things. I've had to do that, and they're my brothers and sisters, and they teach me things that I have benefited from, and and when I was when I was in the small town before, like my pre-high school days, I used to listen to a lot of hip hop, and I just listened to it because it was cool, and but you get a lot of good messages from it, and definitely the messages that I got from hip hop helped me as I came here, when I came into the city. How to I get the feeling like a lot of people in the small towns, even though they listen to hip hop, they would get shot like within the first year by just not by not having fitting in with the vibe or with what's going on here, because there's like street justice, and there's like codes and shit that people respect, and that you have to live by. Like, it's if you cannot try to exploit people or get people to do things that they want here, and but there's also no snitching, and no like fucking neighbors calling cops and shit, so like over nothing. Like, that's definitely an upside. Like, cops have nothing to do in small towns, or like fucking pulling over teenagers because they go like 12 kilometers over the speed limit, and they're not doing anything, but they smell a little like weed, and all of a sudden fucking you got a DUI or something. Like, that is that's not the type of environment I want to live in. And so, like I said before, I grew up, one of 4 kids who parents had a divorce, and we did not have much money growing up. Every single thing we bought extra was a sacrifice. And so, you can say whatever you want, but, the environment that you have around you has a lot to play into what you're doing. And I've had I felt like I could have done a lot of things different. I was into writing hip hop before. I was into music and stand up comedy, but what I ended up being able to do and take off with and run with was something where I had the right pieces in place and the right environment around me to be able to do what I needed to do. So, never discount the what you have around you, and we have to do things to be able to build up the communities around us. And it wasn't their fault, like that, that they are here right now. Okay, that's what we need to realize, as far as I'm concerned, if fucking policing gets fixed, and like where less police are abusing their power, that's a good thing. That's a good thing for us. But like my thing is, I cannot support a movement where I know that it distributes unfairly. Like, I can respect movements, and I can say, okay, that's fine, like how the BLM operated in Toronto, and they didn't burn down cities. Granted, the killings weren't here, but they were respectful with how they protested, and I felt that, considering the state of Canada, that we did deserve that, But the thing is, unless how we're gonna fix this and how we're gonna create a better world for everybody is to make sure we are sensitive to the different people's struggles, and what we need to do is we need to aim for fairness. We need to aim for a meritocracy. I do not want to get a job over a black person if he's more qualified and better for the job than me. And the same thing goes the other way around. And that's just what we should strive for. And if you are fighting against that, if you're willing to kill people over that, so you want better than fair treatment? That's unacceptable. And we owe the marginalized communities more than that. And just real quickly, this is an example of terrorism, and we have spent trillions. The United States has spent trillions of dollars fighting this war in Afghanistan, and if we spent only a fraction of that combating domestic terrorism, our lives would be a lot better off. And I don't know what the answer is. Because people are just so able to have their hateful, what makes them fearful and what makes them hateful, just solidify that when they go online and see and can basically create an echo chamber and see whatever they want, see whatever facts they want to support them, right? And that is why we here at TWA2K strive for apoliticality, where I will say something like that, and you know what? The left will be pissed off at me for this, and the left will not like me for it. But that's good, because I'm not here to play sides. I'm not here to my approach to politics is that I don't want political narratives and politics to use me. Instead, at times I will use them. And when you're getting the best of two people to pick from, that is not a great system, and that is that is something where you have to settle for what you got. And I don't think like politics is something that's really working for anybody anywhere right now, and it's just kind of this little charade. And they kind of got to feed into the division of people, because a division of people is necessary for their survival, for their existence. Politics would not exist if we didn't, have divisive thoughts on issues, or if we had a better way of going about our issues than we currently do. So what can I really say? Like it's on days when shit like this happens, and I'm around a lot of black people, and what can I do but like hang my head in fucking in shame over this, because it's like, have they not been through enough already? Like and and it's tough, man, and I know it's getting tougher on everybody right now, and I think the best thing that we have is to really just try and do things so that they're fair, and to try and that's what I ask of everybody, is to make things fair, and to not discriminate, and to go into things with an open mind. That's what I do, and trust me, I'm better off for it, right? I'm better off for not assuming things. And like I said before about the black people were taken out of their environment, and a lot of things that work for the Western culture and Western diet don't necessarily work for how black people came up, or for their diet. And we're very different people. We have very different physiologies and very different dietary standards. Like, a lot of black people are lactose intolerant. Like, okay, so I was just listening to a podcast, The Part of My Take, and they had John Sally on, and he's a dedicated vegan. And same thing, RZA was on a podcast that we're not going to mention the name of, and he was saying that he was completely vegan, and like, everybody's got diet advice, everybody's got health advice, but it's dependent on you, and everybody's body is different and has different things that make them tick. Like, I tried to eat a more a vegetable diet. I tried to be more vegetarian, and the way I am is like, if I eat a vegetarian heavy diet, it doesn't do shit for me. Like, and I need to be bulkier, and I need to be stronger. Like, and I need to be thicker and heavier, and I need to slow down my metabolism. Like All I did when I went very keto, which is like cut out a lot of carbs and tried to eat a lot of veggies and shit, is I looked great. I like looked super cut after, but I mean my body weight was at like 140 pounds, and I'm 5'7". That's nothing. Like right now, and so I need bulk. I need carbs because right now my resting weight is between 165 and 170. Now that's kind of the size and that I need to be at, and simply I cannot maintain that. I cannot maintain that if I am eating vegetables all day, and it just won't work for me. That especially in the line of work that I'm in, where like I lift a lot of heavy shit and do a lot of physical work, and I need to be in being 140 versus being 170 is a major difference, and like I cannot do the work that I need to do if I am at that weight. So, and like in contrast, I think like black people, if somebody is like 6'3" or 6'4", there's a bug. If somebody is like 6'3" or 6'4" and has a thick frame, or has a decent frame, I think that a vegan diet might be good for them. So take all kind of health advice with a grain of salt. If anybody is coming up to you and saying, yeah, this is the one thing that you need to do, you need to understand that everybody is different, and what ticks for them might not necessarily tick for you. So try different things out and try experimenting, but do it. First, you have to have an honest reflection on yourself, and kind of figure out what might be best for you based on your physiology. All right. Let's move on to some potpourri, some quick topics. Bang out a couple quick topics I wanted to mention, and then we'll get into a final story before we finish off here. All right, yeah. Now, so it's time for that potpourri. So the first topic: Toronto Maple Leafs failure to launch. Now, this has been fucking 5 years in a row now that the Maple Leafs have not made it past the first round of the playoffs. Now, there are people who think that curses exist, and who will allude to the fact that, oh, this is a curse or the curse. And now, think about the dynamics of how it is to win a championship in any organized sport. You're talking about a 1 in 30, a 1 in 32 shot to win a championship on any given year. So it's hard when the only way people are going to view a success or failure is in the lens of whether or not you won a championship. I mean, it's a tough thing to do. And the Leafs not winning one in 52 years or something, that's, it's above average. I mean, the Chicago Cubs didn't win one for fucking 100 years. So, it can happen. You get on a bad run. You have, elements of your organization that aren't working. Now, let me just say this, is that the NHL is a little ridiculous, is run a little ridiculous. So, a large part of why the Leafs have had struggles is because of how the playoffs are set up. They have it so that it's kind of divisional at first. So, and it just so happens that Toronto and Tampa end up playing despite the fact that they have the best two records. Like, you need reseeding according to how your record is. Like, there's no fucking sports league that goes, okay, let's have like the two best teams playing each other in the first round. It's absolutely ridiculous. And like, for them to dig their heels for this, when literally no other sports league does this. No other professional sports league does it, and it's shit like this that gives the NHL like a bad rap. Where it's just run things sensibly. There's also the other thing that the other dynamic. Excuse me. That works against the Toronto Maple Leafs is that we're the number one money generating hockey organization. Yet we have the exact same cap as the Arizona Coyotes, who generate no revenue, who the citizens probably don't even know they exist and don't even care, quite frankly. Yet the cap is the same. It's a hard cap. Now, while I think the NBA has too soft of a cap, and but I mean, shit needs to be where if you want to pay up for guys, that you can. Like, what's wrong with that? If a franchise thinks they have a shot at winning, then like have some sort of luxury tax. You don't have to have it like the NBA. Well, the reason the NBA is the NBA is because you need the least amount of players on a roster. Okay, so you don't. It's not like the NFL, and it's not like the NHL, where you have a lot of players on the roster, and the most expensive parts of operating any organization are the salaries. So the part of the dynamic of the NBA is that they're and how the players have more control is that they when there's less people, you have more sway if you're one of the top performers in what you're doing. So that was me, that was me giving like a little bit of slack. Now, that's definitely coming at the expense of me gonna kind of give some criticism on how the Leafs operated. Now, it's been about 4 or 5 years since the Tavares trade, and now having a hard cap, and when your team is when the biggest weakness of your team is its defense, and your offense is good, then I would say the move to get Tavares was the downfall of the modern Toronto Maple Leafs. And I'm not saying this to discredit Tavares at all. I'm not saying this to delegitimize his value as a player. But when you are operating on such a stringent salary cap, to give $11 million to one player when you have a clear weakness that you can't just fucking plug up. You can't just if they had spent like $6 million, $5.5 million per year instead of giving Tavares his 11. I mean, you're already paying Matthews, and you already know you got to pay Marner, and you got to pay Nylander and guys like this. So this was an error on the part of Kyle Dubas, and which pains me to say because I'm all about the Kyles. I'm big on I'm big on the Kyle swag, but this was a rare miss by a Kyle. Maybe he should have drank more Monster energy drink and punched more drywalls. I don't know. But what the fuck part, if you want to say the Leafs are like an analytic organization, what the fuck part of analytics said that you should spend over 50% of your salary on, or you should spend like fucking 65-70% of your salary on the fucking forward or center position and fucking completely neglect defense. That, my friends, is why the Leafs have had a failure to launch. Next subject in the quick hitters of potpourri. This one's going to be really quick. We need U-turn signals. So you know how there's left and you know how there's right. We have a lot of U-turns in the city and in Calgary or Toronto. There are a lot of places where there are U-turns permitted. But as you are approaching a left turn signal, which is when you are allowed to U-turn, I don't know if somebody is U-turning. So there's like a lane which you're following, and then somebody just kind of slows down and tightens up, and you have to react to it. And it's like, so Toronto is very traffic heavy, let's just say, and so some people don't have fast reaction or such quick reaction where they can just, oh hey, this guy's slowing down slightly, he must be going to U-turn, and I can pretend like he's in another lane and veer to the right of him and proceed without slowing things down. But that's not the case, and I think there needs to be I definitely don't employ car manufacturers. I implore. I did it again. I implore car manufacturers to come out with some sort of light for making a U-turn. How about that? Boom, there, we're done that topic. That one wasn't as in-depth. Okay, another one. I think that every work needs this. I think that every workplace needs this person. And I'm glad that I got one. And I'm glad that I have one in my workplace. And every workplace needs this person, and he is happens to be he, could be he or she. He is my workplace hype guy, and I think every workplace needs their hype guy. And he is my brother from another mother. He is he just came back from a vacation, and he went back home for a while, and he was gone for like a month, and man, did we miss him. Like, I mean, he's not amazing at everything, but like, he is fucking awesome to have around, you know. Every time, like, he comes in, you know, we try to, you know, we have a, you know, he's hype and he's energy, you know. He fucks some stuff up every now and then, but, like, you know, I couldn't imagine working without him, you know. He's like, you know, and sometimes, like, when I'm fucking, like, you know, when I'm down in the dumps and when I'm like fucking having a rough day, and like, man, he just like, you know, just having him around, it just brings up my energy so much. So just wanted to say that's another quick hitter for you, that don't underestimate the workplace hype guy, because you know what, I would fucking you know, even though there could be somebody that's better at their job, or there could be somebody who you know, who is more like statistically better or something, you know, a lot of time that comes with some bad, you know, personalities, or some like, you know, kind of things that operate against a dynamic of teamwork. But man, I fucking, you know, I can't imagine not having him around for the last little while has really sucked. So I'm glad that my workplace hype guy is back. And if you don't have one, get one. Get one, because having somebody that can, you know, bring up your fucking energy, that can you know, hype you up and on a down day, that's worth more than somebody that's going to you know, do like 2% more volume or 5% more production. It's underestimated person at work. Okay, another potpourri. There were major Democratic primary wins. There were major Democratic primary wins in the midterm, the midterm elections or votes, and I think this feeds into what I have said before, and a lot of people want to like point to Biden's approval rating and say that is indicative of the fact that the country is America is moving in a different political direction, and that is not the case. And I think these Democratic primary wins are an example of that. The reason why Biden's approval ratings are shitty right now is because he's not as left as people in the country want him to be. I think the United States has grown more left over time. You know, and I guess this is all indicative. Like, what did you expect? You know, overturning abortion. Trying to overturn the election, you know, refusing to progress beyond Emancipation Proclamation. Turns out like that's not a great strategy for being able to defeat Democrats. Shocking. And, you know, I like how Republicans are worried that more voters equals worse odds. Like, how about broadening your base? How about, like, becoming more palatable to other people? Like, instead of, you know, that, like, that's just kind of stupid. Like, oh, wow, if we were more discriminate on how we allowed people to vote, we would totally win every time. I think maybe you just got the wrong fucking message here, and you're refusing to evolve beyond like the fucking Civil War, like, let's say. So, you know, and there are a couple of good ones in there. So that won their primaries, and you know, hopefully that's a good sign of of things to come in the future, and the types of left wing we will see. As I said before, I think I'm center right, but I mean things like when we're having discussions about abortion and Roe v. Wade, and when we're not accepting of other people, and when we are actively promoting discrimination against others, while we are the ones who are going into schools, and well, I'm talking we, meaning the right. I have no part of any group that is doing those sorts of things, but it does fester. These extreme ideologies do fester from the right. So when the right are the ones who are creating this extremism, the total opposite of what Elon Musk said, by the way, and I don't think that it interferes with his ability to be able to run Twitter or his companies. So when we have people gunning down little kids in schools, and when we have extremist ideology going and inspiring others to kill people from the other race, and we should not, the right, we, as in the right, should not be going around and pointing fingers about who's right, who's correct, and who's not, at least until, the body counts fucking settle down. So to say that, and the right is a party that, the conservative ideology is a party that is not supposed to, that is supposed to stay the same. But the way I view it, being center right, is that you have to move on certain things once they gain enough steam, and you have to have a soft hand once there are enough demographics of people that are cool with something, or people that want rights, or you can't retroactively go back and take rights away from people. Once the cat's out of the bag, then that's it. And that's what the right is about. And that's what conservative ideology is about. You don't move on something, but when you have to, you have to. And when enough people are behind it, and enough people can show you good examples of what this type of group is, or what this type of identity of people are, that you have to move on it. And right now, it's going backwards, and the right is going backwards, and it's digging its heels. And as I've said before, we're at a very dangerous point. With a body politic of the land and how things are going. Next topic. Okay, we got a couple more. Actually, one more, sorry. I've been vaping for the past little while. Now, just to see how it is, and I heard it was like higher THC count. It was all right, but I don't know. I just feel like it's worse for me after doing it for a couple weeks. I feel like I have like worse. I feel like it's worse for me. I've had like more like these deep bellowing coughs where, like, when I smoke weed normally, I just when I smoke joints and just natural weed, I don't really cough much, and like I guess I would say like it's you're able to control the amount you inhale more from weed. Like, you can have a light toke, you can have a hard toke, you can suck that shit back, like when I'm going through when there's like a rough stretch that I'm going through, or some fucking shit that I'm going through. That's normally the time when I do one of those. But I I think with a vape, like it's like, you know, you get this. It's a lot. Feels like it's a lot deeper. Like I'm getting like these. It's a lot deeper into my lungs. Like than, you know, I'll be having like a reasonable toke, and then it's just like a like for a while, and it just like you know, it feels like it's worse for me. And my you know, my rule of thumb is that if I'm like you know, coughing like an 80-year-old coal miner, then it's probably time for me to scale it back a bit. So I do like vapes though, but I feel like it's situational. Like I feel like a vape is more something where I feel like you need to be discreet with where it works well if you're in a discreet scenario. Like say you know, you're at a kid's birthday party and you need to get a quick hit, then you go out, you know, and it's not like you're smoking a whole joint. You go just you know, grab a few rips off it, and you're good to go, right? You don't have to kind of, you know, post up and you know, and smoke a whole fatty, right? So since it's vapor instead of smoke, then it's a little less conspicuous and less. It's flavored, so it doesn't smell as much, and it's not as like pungent. So there are certain situations where I think vapes are probably okay, but I wouldn't necessarily do it like all the time. I think that it's best used circumstantially and situationally. So I did. I think one of my last cover photos for TWA2K, I had myself smoking a vape on. So you know, just to clear the air right here. You know, that's kind of how I feel about vapes right now. All right, so we're getting to the end. I wanted to finish off with some story time, some TWA2K story time. I have a story. I have a story that I want to tell. So so this is when I was in grade school. You know, so we used to have these things. They're called portables. Now, portables are like these outdoor kind of classrooms where they're like they're kind of like a storage container. It's kind of like being inside of like a big storage container. And you know, some classes have to go out there, and so, you know, they build a school a certain way, and instead of like, you know, knocking down a bunch of walls and doing a bunch of necessary renovations to accommodate the the increase in people, they create these portables, which are, you know, basically storage containers outside where the fucking they get hot as fuck during the summer months, and you know, you gotta have those little like mini fans, those little fucking personal fans that have the AA battery in them, and you fucking, yeah, you know, it gets so hot in the goddamn class that you have to fucking turn one of those little personal fans on in front of you, or else. And I never had one, of course, since. But I mean, you know, it does get, needless to say, it does get pretty hot in there during the warm summer months. So they have certain grades, certain classes that go out in there. So I think our school had like most of its class was in the school, or in the building, the physical building itself. But we had like, I think it was two portables outside for a couple classes. Now as you may or may not know, I've said before on the world according to Kyle prior episode that I'm not really a shit starter. I'm not really I don't have like very bad intentions. Sometimes I get mixed up into the wrong crowd or with other people that do have bad intentions, and but I'm not a snitchy type. Like, it would take a lot for me to need to be able to snitch on someone or something. And that's just kind of always how I've been. I find like a lot of things in life are up to you, and you have personal accountability, and you have agency, and you're able to vet people and to make sure people are good before you make sure people are okay before you allow them into your life. And not being able to catch on to somebody who might have some questionable personality issues, I think is a lot on you, and making sure you do the necessary vetting prior to allowing them into your life. But so I was with a crowd and a small crew of people, by the way, so one of my friends, he was he had learned how to pick locks, so he even showed me at his house, like, it wasn't all locks he could do, but, some locks he figured out that it's easier to jimmy a certain style of locks that are easier to get into than others. So, one day, and thankfully we did this in the 90s, where there wasn't the main spread of cameras everywhere. So okay, one recess, we snuck into to the portable, and so my friend, we all like get behind him, like I honestly expected that this wouldn't work. Like, I'm never I'm just like, oh, these guys, we're gonna go and then they're not gonna be able to jimmy it, because of course it's not that easy to get inside of a locked portable. And I was nearly expecting everything to kind of fall through, and then, oh yeah, let's just do something else. So it worked. We went in and we fucking trashed the place. We threw like desks down. We fucking grabbed notebooks. We fucking flung papers everywhere. We fucking wrote on the chalkboard. We had like people's pens and pencils and we fucking like whipped them into the ceiling. The ceiling was just made of this like cheap boarding or whatever. And so we flung fucking pencils into, and they were stuck in the fucking on the roof or in the fucking ceiling, and just completely fucking wrecked the place, right? So So before so we trashed and we left we exited out the back door and closed closed all the doors up and shit, and when and we was like, okay, so man, we're waiting in line because the teacher unlocks a door and then allows us back inside after recess because they go on breaks, right? Or they take their breaks while we take the recess, right? So so I'm just like waiting in line there and going like, oh my god, my heart is fucking racing. And so we go in and it's just like, oh my god, what happened and who did this, and fucking all this commotion and stuff. And this was when we were in grade 4, and they were like interviewing people. They were trying to figure out who did this, and they had independent interviews with kids and trying to get kids to disclose who did it. And fucking it was just a couple of us. I was just with two other guys, two other of my friends, and we did not snitch, and and boy was that a pressure moment when you're in for an interview with the principal and two other teachers, and asking you questions about about what was going on, knowing that you contributed to trashing the fucking place, and not saying nothing, and we didn't get caught, and thankfully, because we might have ended up in a behavioral school, or we might have ended up in a because they had certain one of the schools there was for kids with behavioral problems, and I'm sure those weren't great to go to. But I do kind of I'm wondering though, because the only failing grade, or one of the only deeply failing grades that I didn't really understand that I got in grade school was a Catholic school, by the way, was I got a 30 fucking a 39 or 30 fucking 5 in religion that year, and I didn't feel like I really deserved a that low of a grade. So I'm like, do they think something's up, or do they suspect something, or but either way we got away with it, and that's a fortunate thing about the 90s and cameras not being everywhere. So folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Was it as good for you as it was for me? Well, I had a fucking great time. So I'll see you again on the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, that was The World According to Kyle podcast. Peace out.